Today I'm going to show you how to get the Cunning Serpent clothing and the Swift-Winged Wayfarer flag sales and haul. And all of this. First things first, this video is primarily geared towards people playing the PS5 Beta right now. If you're not playing the PS5 Beta, there's going to be some stuff in this video for you, but it's mostly geared towards the new PS5 players. So assuming you're a brand new pirate sailing the seas for the first time, presumably on PlayStation 5, you probably don't know a lot about Sea of Thieves' progression system. And Sea of Thieves kind of has two major types of progression. There's the main focus, which is like reputations with the factions and stuff, and that'll get you new voyages and new stuff to do and better ways to make gold and stuff like that. And the other type of progression is cosmetics. How scary or cool can your pirate look? How nice is your ship? Stuff like that. The game does not have any kind of like upgrade system. Everyone's cannons are the same strength. Everyone goes the same speed. There's no real difference mechanically between players. The major differences that win in like player versus player and stuff is game knowledge and skill. There's no kind of stats for different items or level ups or upgrading things. Everything is the same for all players, regardless of how it looks. So again, two types of progression, your reputation levels and your cosmetics. And higher reputation levels generally lead to more cosmetics. So really, all of the game's progression is cosmetics. So that being said, most people really like to get their hands on the time-limited cosmetics that Sea of Thieves so frequently deals out. Now, some of those cosmetics can be found within the Season Pass. Roughly every 3 months, Sea of Thieves will give us a new season along with a new pass. Now, Season 11, the current season, will end on April 29th. That is the day before PlayStation players are allowed into the wider servers, which means any PS5 people who want to get the current season items will only be able to do so in the beta. Now, just to be clear, the PS5 closed beta is currently live. Anyone who pre-orders the game on PS5 will be allowed to play it. It started at 10 a.m. UTC time today, and will go till 10 a.m. UTC time on April 15th. That means the beta will be open for 72 hours total. And there's roughly 65-ish hours left as of when this video goes up. Now, all progression made in the beta will go to the live build, which means if you collect any cosmetics, including the Season 11 cosmetics, you'll be able to keep those when you enter live build. Now, I do want to say 3 days is not a lot of time to finish the pass, and it is very unlikely you'll be able to actually finish it. I mostly just want to bring this to your attention so you know that this exists and you can try and get some of the cosmetics. Alright, now let's talk about the pass itself and how to progress it. So first of all, once you're in the game, if you would like to look at the pass and see where you're at, push down on the touchpad on your PS5 controller and it will pull open this menu. Then click the right trigger and go over to Pirate Log. You'll then want to go into Season 11, and here you'll see the Free Pass and the Plunder Pass. The Plunder Pass is the paid version, and it's this gold row on the bottom. Now, Sea of Thieves does things a little differently. Their Plunder Pass actually has very few cosmetics, while the Free Pass has the majority of the cosmetics and items. And as a note, on the beta, you can't go to the premium currency store, which means you actually cannot buy the Plunder Pass even if you wanted to. So you are locked into the Free Pass, which is this top green track. Now, if we go through here, you can see there are 100 levels. Each level will give a reward, either gold, doubloons, or ancient coins. Gold can be used to purchase most items and cosmetics in the game, as well as supplies and some other random miscellaneous stuff. Doubloons can be used to purchase, like, letters of recommendation, which will level up a faction level 1 tick. Those can only be purchased once a month, though. As well as old season cosmetics. And we'll get to old season cosmetics in just a second. The last type of currency you'll get is called ancient coins. They're these blue and gold ones. Those are the premium currency. You won't get too many from doing the Free Pass, but you will get some, and over enough seasons you can accumulate this wealth enough to buy a Plunder Pass, which will have more ancient coins in it, though I don't think it's quite enough to buy another Plunder Pass. Now we have the last and most interesting rewards, the cosmetic rewards. Now these cosmetics can be set into 4 categories. There's the Plunder Pass items, which are the ones in the gold row. Those items will be added to the Pirate Emporium, which is the premium currency store, at a later date, but they will eventually come back. Then there's the Pirate Legend items, which can be found at level 50 and 100. They're the ones with this like shiny blue rim around them. These items can only be unlocked by Pirate Legends. Now, Pirate Legends is like a high-ranking status in the game. You'll have to get level 50 in 3 factions. It takes a while to get, and you won't be able to get it in the beta, so just ignore these items. Now, Pirate Legend rewards generally don't come back, but there have been a couple instances where they have. Next, we have the season-specific items. These include the 3 titles located at levels 10, 50, and 100. and the Swift-Winged Wayfarer ship set, so that's a hull, sails, and flag. Now these items are themed around this season and are exclusively locked to this season. These items will not come back. And then the final category of cosmetic is just everything else. So that includes the Cunning Serpent clothing, and then all the miscellaneous stuff like the Musketeer's Eye of Reach and the Fog-Piercing Frog Lantern. All these items will come back at some point, but it'll be a very long time from now. We just got the Season 4 cosmetics at the start of this season, so we're talking like years. Alright, now that you know what the Plunder Pass is, where it is, and what the rewards are, let's talk about how to level it up. Now the Plunder Pass works on a system called Renown. Renown is kind of just like experience points. While you're sailing around doing stuff on Sea of Thieves, you may notice these little notifications in the corner for like treasure aboard ship, or treasure donated, or fort cleared, stuff like that. When you see that little notification, that means you've been given an amount of Renown. There will be an icon beside it, either of green, blue, or purple. Green is a small amount of Renown, blue is a medium amount of Renown, and purple is a large amount of Renown. Different activities award different amounts of Renown. Now, you can get Renown by basically doing anything in the game, but there's ways to optimize your Renown gain. In your menu, under events, you can find something called Daily Deeds. If you go to this, there are two little challenges here. The first one is really easy and will give you a little bit of Renown, and then the other one's a little harder and will give you a little bit more Renown. Now, these don't give lots of Renown, but given how little time they take, it is generally worth it to do these. Now, these will reset every 24 hours, and you'll have a little timer at the top that tells you how long till the next reset. You're going to want to knock these out every single day if you can. Now next, if we navigate over to this menu here, you'll be able to see these three categories: weekly trials, monthly trials, and seasonal trials. Now if we click on any of these, let's just say as an example, seasonal, you'll see all of these blocks with different names. Now these are called trials. If you click on any of these trials, let's say Aspiring Pioneer, you'll see a list of deeds. Now deeds are essentially mini challenges. Upon completion, they'll award amount of Renown. But what we're really looking for is the trials. If you complete every single deed in a trial, you will get a significant boost of Renown. Now be warned, not all trials are created equal. If we look at the deeds in Aspiring Pioneer, these all just require you to complete the Maiden Voyage, which is the game's tutorial. So if you complete the tutorial, you'll get this trial done and get a significant boost of Renown. But if we then look at Master Explorer, this run requires you to essentially visit every single location in the entire Sea of Thieves. Now these two trials award the same amount of Renown. So first you want to get Aspiring Pioneer out of the way because it'll take you like half an hour. Well, Master Explorer will take you several hours. So you want to pick and choose which trials you're doing because they're worth the same, but some of them are going to give you way more. And actually, just to be clear, seasonal trials are worth more than monthly and weekly trials. The monthly and weekly trials are still worth a decent amount of Renown and are generally easier than the seasonal ones, but the seasonal ones award the most. Now you can do every single deed simultaneously, so it's best to read through a bunch of them, get a list in your head, and then go out and try and do as many as you can. Now normally I try and cram as much information into my guides as possible, but in this case, if I went over every single deed, this video would be hours long and I wouldn't actually finish it until after the beta had ended. So instead, what we're going to do is if there's a trial that's messing with you, that you're having trouble with, leave a comment, explain the trial. If there's any particular issue you're having, explain that too, and I'll reply with as much information as I can. So either how to do that trial as quickly as possible, a link to the wiki article about it, a link to one of my guides, a link to someone else's video, as much information as I can fit into a comment. Now, to prevent having to search through the entirety of the comments to see if your question's already been asked, I will compile all of my answers and put them in a pinned comment. So first, read through the pinned comment. If you can't find the answer to your question, ask away. Now, I am a person and I do sleep and stuff, so there will be periods where I'm not answering, but I will try my absolute best to keep on top of all the comments. Oh, and one last thing, in the seasonal trials, the trial called Greatest Guild Member is impossible to complete on the beta because guilds have been disabled. I'm pretty sure every single other deed is doable, but that particular one is not. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything. If you found this video helpful, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, that'd be great. I post Sea of Thieves guides like this all the time, so that sounds like something that'd be interesting to you. If you would consider subscribing, that'd mean a lot. If you have any questions or want clarification on any of the deeds, please leave a comment. I will try my best to reply as soon as possible. And PS5 players, welcome to the Sea of Thieves. Bye.